Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Artlist.io.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, September 3rd, 6:24. We got 6 minutes till the opening bell. Just
Music licensing
getting all ready
reimagined.
here. Hey, Andrew, good morning. Just going to do a quick check on our financial juice here, make sure we have any news over the night, which it doesn't look by the charts that we did. I was taking a look at the chart last night, and there's this huge bull flag that we formed, and look at that, broke out, retested, and then higher.
Artlist.io.
Yeah, looking pretty bullish at the moment. Let's get over to the MNQs here. Let's see, did I update my levels? I don't think I did yet on here, so I'm going to quickly change my levels on Project X, so you guys are looking at the correct levels. So let's see, 23,374. Did I change that? Yeah, that looks right. Maybe I already. Yes. Okay. Awesome. All right. Our levels are set. Um, Swaps are pretty normal. Let's just scroll back and make sure that they line it up, clean up any of this old junk here. Hi, Christine. Hey, thanks for showing up. Don't forget to hit the like button.
Music licensing reimagined.
Okay. Has anybody seen? Do we have any news today? Or thank you. Scalps at 10 a.m. Okay. Good morning, Jose. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, well, we got 3 minutes to the bell here. Started a little bit late today, so I'm just trying to get everything lined up here.
Music licensing reimagined.
My YouTube channel is Market Futures, so
Artlist.io.
sorry, not 2A's.
Music licensing reimagined.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, I think we're pretty set up here. So I won't be taking a trade out of the gate here. If I were by my strategy, I'll just take a mental note that I would be going long because we are above the value area high. Usually when we're above that means we're extended the bullish area. We're probably going to move higher, but okay, Christine, see ya.
Music licensing reimagined.
So we're, what do we got here? 35 seconds, 30 seconds to the opening bell. We have orders, not too much on the book, but we do have some at 23,500. Thanks, Jose. Appreciate it. 10 seconds here. So yeah, so if my opening bell strategy is correct, we might do a little dip, but we should be going higher. You know, really at 10 plus points here. Let's see how it looks up. I usually don't take these trades because there's less likelihood it's going to go. I think. But typically, it's on the side of the value area highs. It's going to be over out the gate. But like I said, be careful. Don't take that trade. I'm not taking it. So just want to make sure. Speak it into existence. See what happens here. Bouncing a bit so far. How are we looking on the other indices like ES? ES did a similar move. You know, came down, bounced off the electronic value area high, broke up through the value or previous day's high, and now it's up top, above there. So So if we're thinking about it from a larger standpoint here, let's go to the 15-minute. So this could be our, manipulation area. So manipulation area. We break down to the top. So this would be our
Music licensing reimagined.
manipulation. And then if we're gonna bounce and go from there, distribution would actually be technically to the downside. So looking like the initial long out of the gate wouldn't work. That's why I don't take these funds. It's not as reliable. Like if we were to start, like inside the value area, I would probably take a short to the point of control at a minimum.
IO.
So keep that in mind. So probably won't be taking a trade now till after the range is set. Dow's kind of ripped up out of the gate, pulled back a little bit after that. So we're looking relatively strong in that, although it had more of a pullback than the other indices did. So it's not really telling us too much yet. MNQ bouncing here off the overnight VWAP and previous day high.
IO.
We do have a Fed speaking right now, Fed Muslim. Hasn't really said anything to affect the market at all yet, but you never know.
IO.
So we got 3 viewers this morning. It's a little bit harder to get as many viewers on the weekdays when all the big streamers are streaming. So compared to our like Sunday and Monday, holiday Monday views, but that's all good. It's all part of the grind, right? My mic is a little bit out of the way here. Sorry if that's making squeaking noises.
IO.
So we bounced pretty nicely there off of the overnight VWAP.
Music licensing reimagined.
So if you guys are looking for accounts, Top One Futures does have that sale on till the end of the week here. Let's see if I can bring something up here so you guys can see.
IO.
Yeah, so the sale ends September 5th at midnight Eastern time. So currently, if you're aware, copy trade 3 accounts in your 25, 50, 100, 150K instant funded accounts. But if you were to buy some more accounts during that sale, the 25Ks are 55% off, the 50Ks are 50% off. You can actually trade up to 5 of those accounts now. So it's definitely something to consider if you wanted to jump in there and get some more accounts under your belt. I do have a promotional code now. The promotional code for me is MPT. You can see it on the little banner there. Yeah, so the part of the promotion is that they've allowed you to copy trade up to 5 accounts. They did have this active, I think, once at the very start. Could be wrong, but yeah, it'd be a good way. It's the best way to scale your accounts for you to start copy trading more. That being said, trade at your own risk, and keep in mind that I am a little bit biased now that I
Music
do have,
licensing
you know,
reimagined.
the ability to make a small commission off that. Although, we're here not really for the money. We're here to just kind of like, be transparent and have some accountability. That's why we're trading live. Um, for myself, actually trading live has improved my trading because
Artlist.io.
like I'm a little more selective now. My amount of trades per day has gone down quite a bit. So it's something you guys should kind of into your trading if you're not already, is to kind of slow down a bit, just be more patient, wait for those setups to clearly set up, and then go from there.
Music licensing reimagined.
My VWAP. Still like the levels here. We might break down to the value area high here and make it there. So here. But I will also update my
Artlist.io.
now that
Music licensing reimagined.
all right. So on the Dow, yes, MNQ are both pulling back a bit. Nothing too quickly, just kind of normal market at this point. Previously, the level for us did break through the overnight. And then we
Artlist.io.
get up above it. It's 1 o'clock, which would be 4 p.m. Eastern time. So we do have the JOLTS job
Music licensing
at 10 a.m. But
reimagined.
usually, as much as JOLTS is going to do something, it's not going to be that impact. You're not going to get any huge candles wicking around and stuff. So my sound is breaking up. I just got a message. How's my sound sound for you there, guys? Does it sound bad? See what's going
Artlist.io.
on here. Anybody in the chat notice if my sound is breaking up? Isn't very clear.
Music licensing reimagined.
Nice. It's possible that when my mic was a little bit too far from my face, and that's why it was
Artlist.io.
not recording it very good. So moved it into right in front of my face here, so it should help us out about. Should sound better now.
Music
Sounds good to me.
licensing
Okay, thanks,
reimagined.
Jose. So we did find some support again there at the previous day high. We'll have to see how this goes. I'm going to start framing out my 15-minute range here.
Artlist.io.
So I might end up taking a trade in this account instead. Let's just make sure that my Lucid accounts are hooked up. So I am copy trading on Lucid. I got three accounts copy traded there. I'm going to wait for pretty decent. I'm trying to pass those test accounts from Lucid.
Music licensing reimagined.
So we got 3 viewers. We got one in Randy's channel. So that's pretty decent start anyways. I remember last week on Wednesday, I literally had 0 viewers for the whole stream. I think I streamed for like 3.5 hours or something and didn't get 1 view. It's the trials and tribulations of a new YouTuber. But yeah, ever since we started sharing the stream between multiple channels here, it's kind of like our exposure. We're getting more views across the board. So yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Music licensing reimagined.
Not much going on just yet. Still kind of kicking around that overnight VWAP here. I'm not seeing my oh, there it is. It's really small. I was gonna say I don't see my New York VWAP, but it's there. It's just small.
Artlist.io.
I guess Putin's saying some stuff right now. I usually have my financial juice live with the, like kind of like the squawk box or whatever you want to call it, so I can kind of get live updates as the market, as things start rising into the market. So starting to pull back. We're a little bit low that overnight view up here. We do have the 200 EMA just below that. Yeah, it's accurate. So I did have on my other chart there, I did have this kind of drawn up from yesterday, and it played out perfect. Too bad I'm not really up that late to be trading it, but this big bull flag here that we formed after we recovered at the end of the day, we basically were kind of in this like bullish channel heading down, or a bull flag, depending on how you look at it. I feel like the bull flag worked out a bit better here because we touched here, we touched here, touched here. We broke out, retested the top of this trend line, and then headed higher. So too bad, most of us are sleeping during this time, because that would have been a beautiful entry right there. 34 up to 420. Was that 334 to 420? So a good 60-point run, roughly. Quick math. Let's just double check here. Dow popped up. It's not doing a whole lot right now. It's kind of like it popped out of the gate, and then it did a whole nothing candle up there near the point of control. Made a nice pullback there to the value area high, but then bounced. So we are sitting 45,300. So nothing really telltale signs here yet. MES just looking very similar to NQ. It's looking a little bit more bullish actually than NQ right now. NQ is kind of like pulled back a bit more at the opening bell. So here's the ES, right? So this kind of like area would be like the support sort of line, right? As you can see, we pulled back below that pre-market and then bounced up. We were above it, and then now we just broke below it there. So We have orders at 23,462 above, and below we have 23,370, 360, and 350. So we got a bunch of orders down below. So we might be getting a pullback here before we end up heading higher if we're going to keep that bullish ideology in the trades here. So it looks like the guys on the SFX TV have got long already. So they're excuse me, they're feeling like it's bullish also. For a little confirmation, let's take a look at the ES because I know some of you guys probably trade in the ES. Let's take a look at Bookmap ES, see if we can figure out some levels here. Also could also help us decide our positioning on the day. So we got 64,660, we got 220 contracts. It looks like it's real. We don't have any algo lines on there. It's building a bit also. Okay, it's not really, not really building. It's been roughly 220 to 240, 240 contracts up there. We do have a bunch of liquidity between 53 to 56.75-ish. And then, so, yeah, we're going to be patient today, guys. We have quite a bit of room, actually, to the downside before we take off. So let's wait for some sort of signal to enter here. Back on NQ.
Music licensing reimagined.
Okay, so you know what, guys? We have an 80% setup today. So the point of control here hasn't been engaged. So as we know, like the end of the day yesterday we ended at like somewhere up here, 1310, 1300. Okay, so we do have a point of control that hasn't been engaged. So if any of you guys know Zach Arbucci from ASFX TV, he says that anytime a point of control isn't engaged, there's like an 80% chance that we're gonna engage it on the day. So if we start breaking down here, what time do we got here? We already made the range is set. So if we get a break here and kind of like a retest at the opening range, I would think about going short here because, you know, like I said, we got an 80% setup, so there's a pretty high likelihood that we're going to go to the point of control at some point this morning. So we're going to wait for some sort of candle structure to form that's going to tell us, yes, we're going there now. We might end up going higher first. There's no, can't guarantee it, but the rule says that if the point of control hasn't been engaged, there's an 80% chance that we're going to do it today. And if we don't do it today, it becomes a naked point of control. So then, a future day, it can be considered a draw on liquidity also. Let's see here. So
music licensing reimagined.
So I guess we could say this is the accumulation zone. We broke up. This is manipulation, right? So if this is manipulation, then we're definitely going to be going to the point of control. Distribution would be, the breakdown and heading lower here. So keep that in mind. We're going to be patient here still, guys. I do have to run to the bathroom real quick. So I'm just going to shut off my camera here real quick. So I'll be right back.
Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
And I'm back. Nothing really changed. Looks like we bounced up. We went to the top of the range there. Sort of, not quite. Rejected a bit. So, yeah. So if we can get down below, into the value areas here, if we can hang out in that area at all, get some good closures, so maybe some momentum down there, I would definitely be interested in taking a short. Down to the point of control and potentially even holding some to the value area lows. So we'll just try to be patient here, guys. We do have the 200 and the overnight view out there being support currently. Hey Jose, I did, if you're still there, I made some new thumbnails, so I'm wondering if you saw them and if you think it looks pretty good or not. It's actually in the top left corner of the screen right now. Good morning, anybody that may be just tuning in. Looks like I got about 3 viewers on my channel. We had 2 viewers in Randy's, now we're down to 1 there. Welcome to the stream. Looks like we got jolts in about 5 minutes now.
Artlist.io.
So yeah, so if we break out of the bottom of the range, looks like we kind of did dip out of it there, right? Or that was a 45-minute candle. Let's go to the 1 minute, just make sure that we got our levels set here. That's 49, 46.5. So yeah, so that touch right there is kind of like our lowest point of the range. We're coming down right now a bit at the bottom of the range here. Go back to the 5. We don't have any fair value gaps currently. We kind of need price to be expanding either direction to be getting any fair value gaps for entries. The Dow has really turned around and gone lower. So the Dow's definitely pulling us down. We got a couple bearish fair value gaps there. What we need, but like I said, like what we need is we need these bars to be spreading out in one direction or the other for our value gaps to be formed. And we do have a huge set of orders here, 23,460 above, and we're not seeing a whole lot below. But they could be just tricking us, you know. The orders may not fully be viewable right now. There's guys like being patient in the background, just waiting to like jump on. We do have some orders down here, 23,361 and 23,350, which I think 23,350 was a pretty decent important area yesterday.
Music licensing reimagined.
Yeah, it was kind of in our breakout area. Yeah, today, and it's just, you know, the round numbers, the 50s and the 100 numbers are pretty important. So try it along on your eval. Are you currently in that still, Jose? I wish you luck if you are. In 410 on the New York anchor break. Okay, nice. Looking like we're getting a little bit of a pullback. Are you, sorry, you said 410. Is that, gotcha, 410. So you are trading MNQ. Well, keep that wrist tight. Like I was saying, I'm concerned about us going lower today because we do have that 80% setup. So the real heavy rules about the 80% setup is if we sell down and we get into the value area and we are in here for 2 30-minute consecutive candles. I know it seems pretty long, but there's there's like a really 80% chance we're going to actually go all the way to the value area low. So keep that in mind. If we continue breaking down here, we might have an opportunity to go short on this. Your stop loss is 364.50. Okay, so you're giving yourself a little space outside of the room, or you're kind of at the, a little bit outside of the bottom of the range. So you got some good protection there. You got the overnight VWAP and you got the 200 EMA. But it looks like you're thinking to cut it pretty quick if it decides to go lower out of that range, right? So far, we've been forming some pretty nice wicks on the 5-minute on this. So I do like your idea here. There's no guarantee it's going to play out, just like always with trading. But we have formed 4 nice wicks. We have a bit of a bearish 5-minute closure here. It's sort of a bearish candle or a graveyard doji, I think they would call it, sort of, when we have like a bit of a battle up there. We broke up. We ended up closing. So we opened, we went lower, we went higher, and then we ended up closing very, tight in the middle, a little bit to the bottom side. So I think they would call that a gravestone doji. We got 10 seconds to jolt right now. A bit here. Higher, that'd be nice. Protect Jose's position here. Got a low on that candle, 72 so far.
Artlist.io.
So my sound's breaking up again. Are you hearing that, Jose? Also, my dad's text messaging me saying that the sound is breaking up. Probably have too much stuff going on in the background. I'm going to close some programs down here. If it is. Oh, it is breaking up somewhat. Okay. I'm going to close some stuff.
Music licensing reimagined.
Reduce this issue. Close down some of these pages here.
Artlist.io.
So I'm actually going to close my bookmap real quick and reopen that. Sometimes that eats up a lot of memory, so we can just close that down, open it back up. Might help out a bit. Nice bounce there, Jose. Your long is looking really good right now. What's going on here?
Artlist.io.
Here we go. Yeah, I was so close to your order there, hey?
Music licensing reimagined.
Okay, let's get this bookmark back up here. Yeah, I keep getting some sound actually that's popping up also, so I'm wondering if I just got too much stuff open and going on here, because sometimes the sound that I'm listening to is coming through a little weird.
Artlist.io.
I'm hearing that too, actually. Now that you guys mentioned it, like I'm hearing that, like on some of the sound that's coming through on my end, it's kind of breaking up a bit too. So that's probably the same sound that you guys are hearing.
Music licensing reimagined.
Let's get the MNQ going here. Oh, the mic, it sounds good when I'm looking forward, so it's more so when I'm just too far from the mic, maybe.
Artlist.io.
There we go. I'll change the angle a bit there. Hopefully this helps out a bit. But I do hear what you guys like. I keep getting a little bit of a noise in my
Music licensing
sort of from like
reimagined.
the sound things that I got going on, because I got ASFX TV going on the side here, and then I also got I also have my financial juice going, and occasionally that's also gave me some weird sounding stuff too. So let's close down everything we can. I'll close down Discord here.
Artlist.io.
So nice bounce there for Jose. Jose's trade's looking real good right now, because you were long at the 410, right? So you're up 15 points on that trade. Nice.
Music
Nice.
licensing reimagined.
So let's see if we can make any continuation up here, guys. The only bad thing about resetting my book map now is that the CBD isn't going to be that accurate, right? Gotcha. Tapped out in profit, 95. So did you trail your stop up there to lock in those profits, or did you like tap your TP? And hey, you know, small size, 95 bucks isn't anything to be, you know, upset about. That's for sure. It's a decent amount of money. Like most people, you know, work multiple hours at a job to be able to get that. So it's interesting how some of us are feel like, $95 isn't that much money, but, considering some people go to work for, almost 8 hours to make that, it's actually quite a bit of money. So I'm still sitting flat here, guys. Just waiting for things. I'm waiting for stuff to start rolling over here, and then I might. You took a partial at opening range high and then locked the stop and profit. Nice. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I mean, that's a good trade from the middle of the range to the top of the range. That's exactly what they do teach in ASFX TV. And that was a really nice take of the New York VWAP with that candle, right? So that's definitely a entry signal. But as you know, probably most times we break out of the range on the first break of the range. We're not really going to go very far. We're probably going to come back into the range and then, or at least retest the top of the range before we head high. But let's see how this plays out. We do have a couple wicks up at the top here, and if this 80% rule is good, I'm wondering if it might not be a bad idea to get into a short up at the top here. But I'm definitely not going to go jump in front of this moving train here as it's heading higher. We did just take those orders at 23,460.
Music licensing reimagined.
80% setup, fam. Yeah, I just in the ASFX TV, Zach Arbucci said 80% setup, y'all. So let's just I'm gonna be patient here, try to look for that trade. Getting rejected here from those pre-market highs. We did sweep it though. So we did sweep the highs there slightly. The high that we had there was, let's put in a line here. Let's put a line in the sand. Horizontal line. Yeah, my computer is acting a little bit slow though, so I think that's why my sound is coming through a little weird. So I probably need to I've been having it on for quite a while. I probably should do a restart after this session. So let's put this here. That's London high, this yellow line. So we did slightly sweep it, not a huge sweep, but lots of people, if they're looking short, they've been getting short anywhere in this area. They're going to put their stops just above the highs of the pre-market, the London high. So we did sweep that. We're back now in the range. Like we were saying, most first breaks of the range don't continue. So thinking about taking a short here to try to take it to the bottom of the range, but that's not really what I'm looking for at the moment. We're still pretty bullish. I don't want to fight the VWAP as a rule of thumb. So I'm probably going to be patient here. Wait this out. Let's see what's going on here. So I guess, in the case that we do end up showing some bullish momentum here, let's consider that also. So what we could do is we could set up a long here. How big is that? That's a lot of points to do a full break of the range. So it's not a very it's pretty risky trade, and I don't really have much for values above. Just take a look here if I can add. Let's see. Set up pivot points. So we do have a pivot point potentially. So target above would be, 23,544. 544, right? Is that what that says? Let me double check that. 545, yeah. So we could potentially target something like that if we use a pivot point. I don't know if you guys have seen pivot points before, but somebody on the stream brought it up the other day, and then I did some research. I've been looking into it, and it's a pretty handy level to try to use if you don't have levels above or below. And it's just basically an equation that they run. They take the high, the low, the middle of the day, and then they run a calculation divided by 3, something or other, and it kind of like breaks down your formulas. So you can have, gives you some other areas. So let me just open this up fully here so you guys can see it on NQ as it's looking, how it looks. Kind of clutters up my trading view, but
Artlist.io.
oops, there we go. Yeah, so these orange lines right here are going to be pivot points. So right now, obviously, we're above this, so we're kind of in a bullish sentiment, right?
Music licensing.
So if we were to break that top of the range, I mean, this could be our next target since we don't really have anything else up there. And like I was saying, though, the real trade that I'm looking for is that 80% setup here, which we got. So I'm trying to be patient, not jump into anything, but I like to frame up the ideas, see if we can play that. So this one doesn't seem like it's going to play out at all at this moment anyway, so we'll get rid of that. So we'll keep that in mind if we wanted to take a long out of the top of the range. But yeah, I'm going to want to be patient here till we see, something more definitive to give us a...
Music licensing.
Trying to expand my trading view chart here. It's not cooperating. There we go. Let's take a quick look at the 15-minute here. Oh, geez, look at that bearish candle, hey? Not a good day to be a breakout trader. Yes, do not take those, and that was also the first range or the first break of the range, roughly, right? What is this candle here? Yeah, this is a pre-market. So that, technically that's our first 15-minute break of the range. And what a rejection there, hey guys? So rejected, slightly swept the London high and rejected. Now we're below the New York, and we're finding a bit of support at the overnight. This is a pretty bearish candle, making me think I might want to consider doing a short here, but I'm going to wait for it to get out of the range here, below that 15-minute opening range before we really make our decision as to how we're going to go, because we do have this once we get below this these two VWAPs, we could be definitely heading lower, guys. So yeah, not a good day to be a breakout trader. I mean, typically I try not to take too many breakout trades in general, just because, if the price is in a channel or in trending, or like sort of like as you can see, we've been basically stuck between the previous day's high and the London high. If you're taking a long up here, like really you're selling at the, or you're buying at the highest point, and there's a high likelihood that we're just going to reject off that, right? So if for my point of view, if we're going to take a long on a breakout, we want to see it really break out here, and then have a little pullback, and then find some support before we enter our long. That's going to save a lot of headaches, right? It's going to save a lot of losses if we can try to wait for that kind of like confirmation, so break in a retest on the breakout.
Artlist.io.
Trying to finish my electrolyte drink here so I can move on to the coffee, guys. So far, I'm happy that I'm staying flat. We're not getting much price movement. The only indice that we could have traded today so far would be the Dow. The Dow is lower, really nice here. I'll bring that up for you guys real quick. So as you can see, Dow did its pullback. It's below its electronic point of control. And then, we bounced right out of the gate, and then we've come down. So this is the only indice that's been actually showing some sort of direction so far. For ES and NQ, we've just basically been chopping in our range. ES is definitely looking a little more bearish at the moment now, when earlier it was looking bullish compared to NQ. So ES has already started working its way down towards the value area high. I didn't put any. I'm gonna turn on my indicator. I use a Lux Algo opening range indicator on my trading view charts. I usually turn it off in between because it ends up cluttering your screen up quite a bit. So I'm gonna turn the pivot point off now that I kind of have an idea. So 23,545.
Artlist.io.
Bouncing here, guys. Let's see. Are we gonna reject off the VWAP and off the electronic hour on the ES? So the two indices right now that are a little more bearish are definitely ES and YM. NQ is holding a little bit better. I'm going to take a look at the Mag 7 here real quick, see how we're looking there. Mag 7's looking pretty strong. We had a pretty huge gap up there from the close yesterday, and we are almost breaking out the top of that range right now. So, but it's also looking pretty rangy, which correlates directly with the range action on NQ here. So since we're heading back to the top of the range here, let's reframe up this idea. So what did we have? We were thinking about 45, be that pivot point. So actually, let's just target 40. I think that's more than enough. We got that 38 there, and we would put our stop just below the New York VWAP there. So 53 point stop for a 78 point TP. Pretty risky, but like if you were to take 48 points at $2, that's $860, right? 48, yes.
Artlist.io.
Let's just do some quick math. I don't want to be spouting off numbers and being wrong.
Artlist.io.
So 48 point stop, 49 point stop basically. So $96 per contract basically. So 5 contracts, it's a $480 stop. So if I were to take this trade, I can only really trade with 5 contracts because I don't really want to take more than a $500 loss in one account on this. Now that being said, if it's starting to look bullish, starting to look like we're going to go higher, then we could consider entering more contracts. So with this big of a stop, though, I'm definitely with smaller size would be better. Maybe even go with 3 contracts. So we're holding outside of the range here pretty decently. Dow's finally bouncing back up. So we're finding a move back up there on the Dow. We are 3 minutes away from inverting a bearish fair value gap to become bullish. ES bounced up, but it's getting rejected a bit off of the 6,452 area. So creating lots of wicks on the top side of the ES. So I'm still thinking, guys, that this 80% setup might end up happening today. Now, when it's going to happen, that's the hard part. And all we can do is be patient. So, but basically, we'd be looking for a closure below the value area low, right? And then we can target, let's say, technically we could target the value area low all the way down there. But that being said, I would definitely be covering a good chunk of your position at the point of control, right? So let's just think of something like this. We break down into the value area high, and then we start making some consolidation in this area. We might get a pop back out, and then we're going to head back in, and then that would be kind of our entry point to target the point of control and to the value area low. So I'm just going to leave this guy on the chart like this as a potential idea. We'll just drag it over here for now. And then our other idea here would be, the break and retest of the London high. I would be also pretty aggressive up here because it seems like every time we're popping up here, we're getting a bit of a rejection. So don't jump into any of these trades too quickly here.
Music licensing reimagined.
But when it breaks and moves big, traders will say, "Oh, my setup was not there." There's always tomorrow. Yeah, totally. I think we can give that comment an applause there. So hey guys, whoever's in the chat there, how does the music sound? Christina and Randy were telling me that the music was pretty loud on the last stream, so I did try to turn it down a little bit. So hey Nina, good to see you. Good morning. Did you take any trades yet today?
Music licensing reimagined.
So right now in British Columbia, it's fishing season has started. So, we have a bunch of salmon. They go out into the ocean. They spend 4 years eating and living and growing up, and then they come back into the channel or come back into the rivers to go up to spawn at their spawning channels. And lately we have season sockeye salmon open, and it hasn't really been open very much for a number of years now because the population was kind of getting pretty low, so they've been trying to protect it. But they opened it this year, and I've been out. I got 5 sockeye in the freezer right now, and I brought home 1 pink salmon. The pink salmon aren't as tasty as a sockeye, but anyways, I keep seeing all these clips on YouTube or Instagram or whatever, and there's so many fights on the river lately, like big groups of guys just fighting each other. The last one I saw, the one guy walked away, he had like blood all over his nose coming down, so he got obviously punched right in the nose. So kind of interesting how people go so crazy just over like a fish. Like, come on guys, it's a fish, like, is it really worth catching a salt charge over a sockeye salmon? Some guy standing too close to you on the river. But anyways, so we are breaking out here a bit, guys. We're just tipping out of the top of the London highs here again, so we're sweeping those highs here. So I'm hoping for a little bit of a move with a pullback, and then we can think about entering for a long here. Let's see here, 35s. Cool. We do on the ES, we do have orders up at 64.60. Same orders that were there before, they're still there, and 23,500 on NQ. So far we're kind of looking like we're a little more bullish. We might end up, sweeping the highs a bit more here, continuing up, and then I'm still going to be waiting for this 80% setup. It might not be something that comes in till, after the initial momentum gets spent in the morning here. Just going to shorten this, shorten our range here just so it's in the screen. Let's go down to the 2 minute here. Let's see what we got going on. Okay, so we're 2 minute candle broke it. It's not a very convincing break in my mind. Like you probably want 50% or more of the candle body to be above the breakout. So that's not the most convincing one on the 2 minute. Let's go to the 5 though. Let's see how this plays out. 2.5 minutes left. We did, if we end up closing up near the high of this, excuse me, up near the high of this wick here, it'll be kind of it'll be a decent take of the London highs. But as you guys are seeing right now, we got rejected, starting to head back towards the top of the range here. So staying flat today seems like the right play for now. No real good price action. I guess we could have taken a long here off of the overnight VWAP a couple times here. We could have taken those longs targeting the top of the range, but it's hindsight trading right there.
Artlist.io.
So let's see if we can't get a closure here above this London high, finding a bit of a resistance there.
Music licensing reimagined.
So we're pulling back here, guys, a bit, getting a little rejection off that London high. Swept some more liquidity up there. There was some orders back here. So if you look, we did take 460, 465, and 469 or 470-ish there. So that might be the sweep that we needed here before we're going to start continuing lower if that 80% setup plays out here. So we're heading back to the top of the range right now.
Music licensing reimagined.
So sorry for the boring stream, guys. No trades yet. But, hopefully if anything you can take away from a day like today is just patience, right? Like, let's wait for something really clean to take. A way I try to think about it, guys, is that we're getting paid to wait, right? The more patient you are, the more, waiting for your setup. Like, if you think about getting paid to wait, then it's not so bad. Waiting. Anyone can click a button, but who can actually sit there and wait and be patient for their setup and make sure, there's some clear confirmation on what the price is going to do. So stopped out. I was looking for shorts. Oh, did you enter a short recently there, Nathan? So we're heading back up to that London high. Oh, excuse me. Yawning. I didn't end up getting to bed till a little bit late last night, guys. So think I only got about 6 hours sleep. And, you know, I don't run that great on less sleep. I need to get like 7 hours. So, okay, so you took a short on both on NQ and SPX. When did you enter your short though? Like how long ago did you enter that short? And then did you stop out on the last breakout of the, you know, the London highs there? And are you trading prop firms, or is that like your own capital that you're trading? I'm actually going to get my my cash account loaded up here into my trading view, because that's where I use interactive brokers for my personal account, personal cash account. So let's see if I can't get that ready to go in case we do get a good trade presenting itself to us here. They're talking about me on ASFX TV now.
Music licensing reimagined.
Oh, that's a pretty nice looking candle here, guys. Okay, so trading prop firm evals right now. Okay, you entered at 23,330 on NQ. 23,330. Oh wow, right down at the bottom of the range there. Hey, yeah, I can see why you got stopped out for sure. 330. Okay, well it's might be a little bit of a different price on the SPX, right? Or on NQ. 330.76. 330. Because 330 is like way down. Oh, like we haven't even seen that price unless you took it like last night. Somewhere around here. On this breakout of this flag here. Break, retest, went higher. I'm gonna switch up my banner actually, guys. Here, let's go. Let's do this. So keep in mind, guys, Top One Futures has a really good sale on right now. If you're looking for some more accounts, 55% off of their 25K account, 50% off of their 50K account, and 50% off of their other accounts. But one of the unique things is that they are allowing you now to trade up to 5 copy traded accounts on your, you know, 25K and your 50K accounts, where typically you can only do 3 accounts. So if you're looking to scale up a bit, please trade responsibly. But I do have a discount code down with them, Market Butcher Trades MBT. So if you do want to get a discount on there, or, you know, adversely, you can always still use, if you know, like you can use Randy's code TRB or Christine. You know, we appreciate the love from any of you guys. We're just trying to build a, you know, a big, strong community. So, you know, spread the love out. Don't feel like you're obligated to, you know, put in one person's code or the other. We appreciate all of your, you know, all of your comments and all of your, you know, likes on the streams and everything, and make sure to follow all of us. Shameless plugs going in here. It wasn't a good day for me. I also revenge traded. Oh damn, sorry to hear that, Nathan. Yeah, it's pretty easy to revenge trade, isn't it? That's what that happens to me a lot in the past, actually, and that's one of the biggest things about me trading live now, or live on YouTube anyways, is that like I'm not over trading as much, because I'm being, I'm more accountable now that you guys are watching. I don't want you guys to like take a bad trade along with me if I take a revenge trade or something, right? So transparency. So it might not be a bad idea to try to find somebody in the trading community, like even somebody that's in our channels here, try to chat with them, hook up with them, and just kind of become accountability partners. So there's a guy named Scott Gorman. He's in the ASFX TV. I think he's getting some coaching from Randy, and me and him going back about a month or so, maybe a bit more. A little bit more than a month now. We've been sort of like trading buddies, right? So at the end of the day, we do our daily report cards, and then we send the report cards to each other, check out each other's trades, give a little feedback. But it just comes back to that like accountability, right? So if you guys can find somebody who you can be accountable to, then you're gonna be more careful about your trades, right? You're not just gonna take, oh, this one, look, it's breaking out, we should buy it, right? You're not going to do that. You're going to wait for, some sort of confluence. You're going to wait for, the New York VWAP to line up with, a certain level, and then you get a move, and boom, that's your entry, right? So being transparent and having some accountability is really key to stopping that revenge trading, that over trading, FOMO, and one thing I've been trying to do too, also for myself, is to just kind of like ask myself throughout the day is like, how's my mental capital feeling today? Am I tired? Am I like feeling a little negative on my point of view, or am I feeling down in any way? And keep that in consideration as to whether or not you should be taking more trades, right? And you got to kind of be okay with taking a loss. So. All right, so looks like we might be getting a pullback and a retest here of the London high level. So let's see if we do. We could think about taking a long here. I'll even put an order here. Let's put a 2. Let's do a 3 limit buy here. Actually, how many points we got there? 48 points. Yeah, it's a pretty big stop. So I'm going to actually be a little more conservative on this trade. So if we do end up getting tapped in here, put our limit by 3 order there, looking for a pullback here. So let's just see what happens here. Not trying to chase the price here, guys. It's better to wait for a little pullback. If it goes, it goes. There's always more time to catch more trades later or on a different day, right? So like I said, my overall view on the day is that we're going to eventually go lower to this point in control. Now this might be at like at like 11:30 or 12 Eastern time kind of thing. So but we could take it long up here if we get a pullback, and then just be a little bit aggressive. Maybe we'll target, take the partial at the 3,500 where we have a there. So hopefully we can get a little bit more of a pullback here for an entry, but if not, is what it is. We still got we're at like 83, 84, so we still got like a good 16 point move here we could potentially catch. Open, like, that's why I'd rather get a pullback here, but we may not get it. 23,500 might be the top, right? Once we wick through that, gobble up a bunch of orders, then we might be heading lower to that point of control. So we'll be patient up here. There we go. We're ripping up a bit more. So we might have missed our entry. There was a little pullback there, but not very much. We do have a really tiny bullish fair value gap, which is like right at the bottom of this candle here on the 5. Let's just frame this up here. Like that. For the green. So green is for bullish, orange is for bearish. We'll have to see though. We're coming up to those orders at 500s here. Let's go back to here. Let's turn that off. Sitting flat, waiting for an opportunity.
Artlist.io.
So Austin is long in the stream. Coming up, edging up on those 500 orders here. Let's see what's going to happen once we touch those orders.
Artlist.io.
Pulling back here off the, looking like we touched, what, 98-ish? 96.50.
Music licensing reimagined.
So the stream's going so far for 1 hour and 20 minutes. Looking like we got 5 viewers right now. Thanks so much, everybody, for showing up. Appreciate it. There we go. We just took those 500 orders.
Artlist.io.
So looking like I missed this trade, that's for sure. Oh, look at that. Big candle there, guys. If you guys were long, that's awesome. Congratulations. I was too slow to get this trade. It looks like it didn't really do what I wanted it to do. So look at that. Hey, took those 23.510s also. So look at that move. That was from like 95 to 510. So good 15-point move there. Looking really good. We got orders up at 23.520 now. Our next level. Pretty close.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
Yeah, nice bullish move there, guys. There's a chance that this could be the top now. I'm not going to be entering anytime, up here, because that would be not a very smart trade, since we're being so bullish at the moment. Just looking over here, I just noticed that there was some sort of like an order set up on my on my YM because I had it open. It wasn't actually like an activated order, but so you're still long there, hey? Took the breakout trade of 463, looking to reach 500, might break even with this how the morning's been. Tempted to leave a runner for 540. Yeah, we do have orders up at 540, just came on actually. So I'm liking that idea. And then we still have 550 up above too, right? So wouldn't be a bad idea. You could always leave your stop break even on that and just leave a runner for sure. But congrats on that. I mean, that's a beautiful trade then.
Artlist.io.
Deserve an applause for that one there. Oh, not that. I didn't mean to hit that. Applause, and you can get an air horn too for you. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm liking it. Okay, well, we took out all that liquidity up there, eh? Like, blew right through that. Boom. That was a nice trade there, guys, if you guys were in there. Too bad it didn't do what I was hoping. I was hoping for a little bit more of a pullback here, but, you know, with this strong take, that was definitely a good entry signal. Relatively high volume, although we were dropping a bit on volume from this candle, although that a lot of that could have been bullish or buyer volume, so which makes sense more as to why we ripped up and continued higher. Took off all those orders up at the 23,500. Now, is our 550 going to be our next target? Orders came on at 20. They kind of like disappeared there a bit as we were falling down. Now they came back on, looking like they're coming back on here. So 5 points to that area. We could do something like this. Do a 5 point. I don't know. It's a little too tight.
Artlist.io.
Put our stop just below this bullish fair value gap, targeting 550s. But I feel like at this point it's kind of chasing, especially with that 80% setup still in play. So that would be roughly a 1-to-1 risk to reward here, 37 to 37. This is a dumb question, but does the red on the heat map mean resting orders? Yes. So those are some sort of orders, right? They could be buyers, they could be sellers, but yes, they're resting orders. And typically, when there's a big red pump like that, it acts as like the draw on liquidity, right? So the price typically wants to go to there. When it's all dark, like it is down below here, there's not a huge draw on liquidity. So why is the price going to go down there? You know. So to get thicker up above, we got more orders coming on at 25 and looking like maybe 30 there. Yeah, 25 and 30 up above. So we could do a long here, targeting a 10 point risk to reward area. Since we are sitting at the 20s, you could target the 30s with a stop down at the 10 level. Let's do that. Pretty tight trade though.
Artlist.io.
You know, and like I said, up here I wouldn't really be looking at this trade, to be honest. I'm not even gonna tempt any of the viewers here to do that, just because it's so risky up here. We've been moving up pretty high. I mean, it could run all day, but how do we know? We don't know, right? So if you were gonna take a long, you would definitely would have been down here and you're still holding, kind of like Jesus is there. So looking like we're getting some sort of news about Trump right now. Trump warning on digital rules. I guess he made some sort of warning, stated some sort of warning. Digital rules was aimed at South Korea. So Trump's threat to impose substantial tariffs on countries that regulate U.S. technology companies has sparked concern in Europe. However, the continent's digital regulations were not Trump's primary focus. Trump's August 25th post, in which he threatened to penalize all countries with digital taxes, legislation, rules, and regulations, did not name any specific territories. However, for people familiar with the White House discussions on digital trade policy, said it was largely in response to several pieces of technology-related legislation being debated in South Korea's parliament. Individuals were given anonymity to discuss ongoing negotiations. So
Artlist.io.
So that 10 point trade could have technically been, it's pretty close to working here. But like I said, it's pretty risky up here. It could just turn around anytime on us, especially with that 80% setup below here. This is kind of what I would like to have. But at this point, if we get a pullback to here, I don't know that we'd be taken along anyways. So yeah, today was a decent day to take a breakout trade. Good point, Lafta.
Music licensing reimagined.
Peter Frank, you took the very nice. Profits are what we're looking for. Very nice, very nice. Welcome to the stream, Peter.
Artlist.io.
We got 6 viewers today, guys. We got 4 in my channel, 2 in Randy's. If you guys aren't following Randy's channel, please head over there also. It's Randy Bain's channel. I stream with them sometimes on Tuesday, but usually on Thursday. So I'll be over there Thursday. We'll be broadcasting it to both of our channels. And if you're in Randy's channel, please feel free to come over to my channel, Market Butcher. If you search Market Butcher Trades, it's a little easier to find because Market Butcher is going to bring you up a whole bunch of actual butchers. So so we're getting a little pullback here. We do have a bullish fair value gap on our 5-minute chart on NQ here. Just below the wick here. So this is now a bullish fair value gap also from that wick to that wick right there. So this one's a little more insignificant here. Let's see if we can't consider a trade here. We could do something like that, try to get in the middle of this fair value gap, targeting the highs. What do we got on the book? We got 55.50 above. We got 25 and 30 up there. So we could target 30s for the full take profit. Cover a partial. So it looks like we just bounced right off the top of that fair value gap there nicely. On a quick wick down there, 90 at 97. So yeah, I've missed that entry there also. Would have been up almost a 10-point trade just right there on that little wick down here. So let's I'm gonna put a limit buy here. If I get stopped out, so be it, because we have a bit of a tighter range here. I'm gonna actually put a 10 contract order here. Hopefully we can get another pullback here into this fair value gap. Another wick like the last one would be nice. So this will be my first entry of the day if we do get this here. I still think later in the day we're going to have our 80% setup play out, but for now, my channel name is here. I'll put it on the banner at the bottom of the screen. Here we go. I'm just going to update this real quick. At Market Butcher, search for Market Butcher Trades.
Music licensing reimagined.
There you go. So you can see it there at Market Butcher. Search for Market Butcher trades because, like I was saying, there's so many meat market butchers that it's pretty impossible to find my channel at this point. So hoping for a pullback here, guys, to get us tagged in on this. We got 10 MNQ contracts waiting to be bought up right there. Kind of chopping here between 510 and the 500 area. So this may not come to fruition.
Music licensing reimagined.
Those guys on stream are talking about Randy's mustache right now. I don't know if you guys have been watching the stream, you would have noticed he's got a mustache now. So, hey Peter, thank you for putting in the effort to find my channel. I appreciate it. And congrats on that profitable trade. I'm hoping to get in one here too. We've been live for 1 hour and a little over an hour and a half. Still flat so far on the day. Haven't been loving the price action with this the choppiness in here in the range. We did break out. Didn't get the pullback I was looking for here, or I would have entered in this area. So we would have been nicely up there. But hey, King, welcome to the stream. You want to learn, hey? Yeah, I mean, watching people trade live is definitely a great way to learn. There's going to be a lot of information you're going to want to, learn about, the streamer that you're watching as to how they come up with their levels and stuff. So good place to start is to learn about the volume weighted average price, or the VWAP. Not only that, but you can look at value areas and go from that point. It's a good starting point to get started. If you actually looked up a good guy, his name is, if you search Zach Anthony, it's his YouTube channel. He's a really good trader with ASFX TV. He's got a whole bunch of concepts on ICT stuff, but his fair value gaps, his value areas, and his VWAP are basically the main thing that he trades off of. He takes these like scalp off of these fair value gaps, and he's got a lot of really good videos. My plan is to build some videos also similarly, talking about my style. So like, my New York VWAP and how I anchor my VWAPs in some situations. Like, for example, we have this high here, so you could technically put an anchored VWAP up here. I usually mark those ones purple. Currently, we're holding above it right now, so that's kind of a bullish sign. Although this last 5-minute candle closed below it, so we'll have to see how this candle closes here. Wait for candle closures for confirmation before you guys take your trades, right? It's gonna like maybe cut into some of the profits you can take, but you don't want to lose. You don't want to jump in too early if it ends up getting rejected off that, and then that's not what we're looking for, right? So I'm liking that it got rejected here again. I'm still gonna leave this trade here on this fair value gap, hoping that we're gonna get a pullback into this area. So Peter said, I like your way of trading. Regularly you can see me. Oh, perfect. Thanks so much, Peter. Appreciate it. Always like more people in the community. Gives us more drive to be here. And I just started streaming now. I think this is about my 3rd week streaming. I have about roughly 40 videos in my channel of just kind of like live trades that I took, roughly cut and put into there. So had missed an entry back at 9:15, but now would like to pull back to the New York anchor. Yeah, the New York anchor, I mean, we're not even out of the range yet, guys. So like as much as we've moved up here, it is pulling us up, but it hasn't really moved out of the range yet. So getting close to my orders here.
Music licensing reimagined.
Hopefully it's going to break into this range and not just touch the top and then bounce like it did right there. So that's kind of the tough part about putting these limit orders here. We do have we're finding support at that 500 here repeatedly, so maybe that's kind of what I should be thinking here. It's like that I shouldn't have my order down here because that 500 level is such a key area of support right now, psychological level, key area of support. But we did come down. We basically touched the top of that fair value gap. So unfortunately, looking like I'm not getting into this trade at the moment.
Music licensing reimagined.
Yeah, if you guys want somebody else that's really good, has a lot of information and great, like the guy that I linked earlier, Zach Anthony is his, that's how you can find him on YouTube. Let me just double check to make sure I'm not sending you guys to the wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's under Zach Anthony. His last name is Arbucci, but I think his channel, I think that might be his like middle name. Yeah, Zach Anthony. Yeah, Zach Anthony is at I am Zarb, 1.21k subscribers, so he's got a pretty decent following, and he's got a lot of really good videos. He's currently making some educational courses for ASFX TV, so he's definitely somebody worth following. If you guys hop on over there, I love watching that guy trade. He's got such good insights, so he's helped me a lot with understanding fair value gaps and bullish and bearish divergences. Let's take a look here. We're looking like we don't really have any we did have a divergence earlier on NQ, was a little bit more bullish than ES, but nothing too crazy there sticking out to me.
Artlist.io.
Yeah, we kind of had a flat top on NQ, and we had a bit of a, we were selling off a little bit more on ES earlier. So this idea still isn't over. We haven't fully entered this fair value gap, but I'm actually getting a little more tempted to try to take a short here, guys. Because like I said, if that 80% setup plays out, like that's the real trade right there. Because we got even the previous day's high. If we could head back down there, 23,370. So obviously not entering on this type of candle, but 370 to 512, that's 130, 140 points, right? Getting rejected a little bit again here up at these little above 510, 513, sort of holding below the handoff VWAP there, or the high a day VWAP, sorry, anchored high a day VWAP. Taking it a bit here. We do have 3 minutes and 39 seconds left on this 5-minute candle. So I do have to run to the bathroom. I will be right back, in a minute. Sorry about that.
Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
Well, I'm back, and it looks like I got an entry there, guys. So let's see if this plays out here. Did find some support at the 9 there. I think what we'll do here is we'll take off about 5 at this limit sell 5 about halfway up here, which is almost going to get tapped here. Hopefully, if we get tapped on those 5, we're going to go break even. Break even here. There we go. We took those. Okay, break even. So trade's looking pretty good so far, guys. We're up 106 in this trade. I'm actually going to move this up here. So what we'll do here is we'll take another order here. We'll sell, limit sell 3 more right up here. So that's working out so good, pretty good so far, guys. And then if we do take out these orders up here, because I am worried about this handoff VWAP or anchored VWAP here. We need to break that. So let's just move this actually right to here. Hopefully can get tagged out on these ones also. Just capture a little more profit. Leave this stop break even there.
Music licensing reimagined.
And I'm gonna. There we go. There we go. We got 3 more out. Bouncing pretty good here. That's pretty good. Good way to come back to being in a trade and up winning. We're up 200 right now on this trade, so I think that deserves a bit of an air horn and an applause. I don't know if any of you guys took this trade also, but it's looking pretty good right now. So we're going to hold on to these last 2 contracts in case we're going to head up to, the 23,530 area. So let's front run that a little bit. We'll bring this down to 29, and that'll be kind of our end profit target here. Actually, we do have those orders up at 550, don't we? So what we should do is actually, I'm going to put this up here to like 48, and we'll put a single contract here, just front run in the 30s limit sell 1. I mean, we might get stopped out here, guys, but it is what it is, right? If we do, so let's try to at least keep $9 or $10 here on these remaining contracts if we do get stopped out. But so far we're looking pretty good. Patience pays, hey guys. So make sure you guys take advantage of those top 1 futures sale before the end of the week is when it's going to be gone. Yeah, we're pretty far away from the 80% setup today, guys. Might not end up playing out. You never know. Because, you know, like if we were to consider the 80% setup still, like that's down at 23,235. So what are the likelihood that we're going to move down, you know, from 235, so 270 points? Probably not very likely today. So unless we get some sort of big Trump news or something, at this point, it's looking like we might be getting a naked point of control after today to consider for future trades, right? And you know, there's that 20% chance that the 80% isn't going to work, right? So I'm happy with this trade so far. We might end up getting stopped out on these remaining contracts. I'm okay with that. We're up 200 on that trade. It's all about catching those base hits, guys. Pulling back here a little bit more. I'm going to just take this one more right here if I can. There we go. We close that one out. Just because if we do get stopped out, get a little more profit here. Edging my stop here. There we go. We're out. All right. So 220 on that trade. Not too bad. Not too shabby. In no time too, right? So I wouldn't really be considering entering here again after this. We only have 1 minute left on this candle. This could be the point where we invert this fair value gap. So how we come up with these is on these 5-minute moves higher here, because there's no price action like directly behind it. These little gaps here are called fair value gaps, right? And then how it works is you frame up this gap. You're looking for a dip into it and then a bounce out of it, right? But if this candle, if any of these candles, these 5-minute candles were to close below the bottom of that fair value gap, that considers it to be inverted. So it's either considered it to be invalid, or it could potentially turn it into a bearish fair value gap. But considering we have this other wick right here, so it would shrink the size of this fair value gap down. We'll have to see here. We got 1 second. So we didn't close. So that did not invert it yet because we closed inside the gap. Also, guys, if you're looking for like a paid subscription to learn more, you know, ASFX TV is a really good group of guys. They have a lot of great information. I think if you go to their channel, you can actually see their Futures 101 course. They got a course, I think it's like 16 videos where you can like learn about exits, swap, and a bunch of stuff. I'm pretty sure that that's free. And then I think it's about $99 per month if you wanted to like have their live streams all the time. If you get in there, you can actually get the first month for free also. So if that's something that's interested you, I would definitely check them out. In this YouTube world, in this trading community, you know, the more friends and stuff that you can get, the better. So yeah, patience. Hey Tim, sorry I missed your message there earlier. Good morning. Just checking in to see how your day is going. How you're doing today? Yeah, I'm doing all right now. I was flat all morning, so we're, you know, about an hour and a half hour and 45 minutes into the day without a trade. Took a trade off this fair value gap. Ended up closing out up 219 on that trade. So you won a 50K futures account with 500 futures the other day, so I can start trading futures. Nice, that's awesome. Let's hope you can turn that into a funded account, right? That's the dream, is to get the free accounts, turn it into a funded account, and then get a payout of it, like a payout. Wow, that's the good thing here. So we have another bullish fair value gap down here, guys, that we're just dipping into right now. Considering we might be inverting this one, I would be a little more tentative to take a trade in this one, right? So yeah, we're going to be patient on that one. Not that interested in taking this one, just because we just came through that other fair value gap. It isn't inverted yet. We still got 2 minutes and 21 seconds. If this ends up forming a big wick and closing somewhere in this range or above, then that's still valid fair value gap, right? So nice Keith, or sorry, Keith, Tim Tim Korth. It's like, read your last name first. Took one trade last night and won it. Oh, sweet. That deserves an applause for sure.
Artless.io.
And a drum roll. I like that comment there, Jose. Patience. So you get paid to wait. That's what I'm saying. Like, you guys can just start thinking about it as like, if you can just think about like that you gotta wait, and you're actually getting the money you make from the trade is from your patience, from waiting. So you're actually getting paid to wait, and the trade is just moving the funds to your account. So we bounced off that fair value right at the bottom of that fair value gap. Are we going to close? We got 1 minute left on this candle. So if we can close up inside this fair value gap or above it, that clearly says that the bulls are still here. So we'll have to be patient. We've got 40 seconds left on this candle, bouncing up pretty good. We do have some liquidity down below now. 23,475, 23,470, 23,465, all the way to 460. So looking like they want to take us slower at this point, but we still have those huge blocks up at the 23,550 and 555. Although if you guys can see this here, let me just pan us up here and zoom us in a little bit here. So I was just wanted to check to see if these are algo orders, but it looks like they're not. So this order up here is a real seller or buyer. I mean, they could potentially have like a market long order there, or a stop order sort of idea. And then also up there. So what you're looking for is, if you look just below this 167 here, you can see a little white line there. That means that part of this order clump here is an algorithm. And so like the algo could pull off those orders right before. Just keep that in mind. But it looking like those orders at 50 and 55 are actual real orders up there. So what did we do here? We did close that candle down below. So this is now a invalid bullish fair value gap. So we just take that one off the chart. So this one held. So this one's kind of the next line in the sand here. With this kind of pullback, I wouldn't really be considering taking along here. But in the case that we do, hold up here and end up closing up with a little bit of momentum, could think about taking along off of sort of this area. But at this point, with this kind of rollover, I'm not too stoked about it. And since we already kind of like used it earlier, or right there, it could, it's just we're looking a little heavy. So I'm not convinced that this fair value gap's necessarily going to work like the other ones would. So you gotta be careful on some of those ones there, guys. So currently, if we end up closing, what do we got? 3 minutes left. We got to close below that. Looking like we might be going lower here, guys. You know, I'm actually thinking about taking a short in my cash account here. Looking for retrace under the previous day high. So let me think about this here for a sec. What would I be risking here? I'll do this right here. I'll show you guys here. This is my trading view account. This will be my cash account. This fair value gap, I'm going to wait for this candle to close before I do enter. Because there is, as you can see, this as the price pops up a little bit here, this fair value gap keeps going up. But if we do consider a short position here, let me grab this short tool. You know, maybe from the top of the range, we could target the bottom of the range, which would previously stay high. We'd stop right at the top of this range here, something like that. So more importantly, what's our stop? Our stop is basically 10 points. So 10 points on ES, $5 per contract, $50. So it would be a $50 stop on one contract. I only have enough capital in my account to trade only one contract here. So what we do is we just put a stop loss like this. We put a take profit here, that, and then look for an entry around this area. If we can get a bit of a pullback to that, I might consider entering there. See if I can yeah, so $50 stop for a $50 winner potentially here. If we do bounce up here, what's our candle closure here? We've got 1 minute left on this candle. I'm gonna wait for this candle to close here, and then we'll look for a retest on the opening range high to enter a short position. Yeah, getting that pullback if you want. Right to the New York.
Artlist.io.
I'm glad you said that, Jose. Actually, no. Now I'm actually second guessing whether or not I want to take this trade on my cash account, because you're right. With the New York right there, we're basically fighting the New York. So what I really want to do actually is consider, maybe look for a closure below the New York. We'll target our 10-point stop, or we can even reduce it a little bit here because we'll go 8.75. We'll make it 9-point stop right there. Looking like we're getting that bounce off that New York VWAP. So appreciate you saying that. Multiple minds make better decisions, right? So if I take this short here, I'm basically fighting the New York VWAP, which is something I'm trying not to do because, more often than not, we end up losing on those trades. So we'll wait for some sort of a closure or a break below the New York VWAP. And this looks like a better trade to me too anyways, right? Let's say if we can break both of those, the overnight and the New York, and then we target this guy here, which is 429. What is this here? What is this line, guys? What do we got there? Oh, that's the pivot point. So it's the midpoint of the pivot point. Okay, well, I'm just gonna pull that off to the side here because it's not that there. We'll watch it here. You know what? I might bring up my Lucid account here. Consider taking some trade here. Looks like my levels are off on here, so I'm gonna take a minute here to quickly adjust these levels. Previous day high. Where is that? I don't even have a previous day high on there right now. Okay, previous day low is way off the screen, way down there. Value area low, 23,113. Oh, my picture was covering Gotcha.
Artlist.io.
Picture was covering my trading view screen. So we are breaking below that VWAP there, guys.
Artlist.io.
All right, looking at these test accounts here, I gotta update these levels. Let's start at the top. Previous day high, electronic value area high is
Reimagined.
23,314.50. 23,314. Wow, that's way down. Okay, 314.50. Close enough on the 25 there. Value area high. Let's just pull all these down here so we can actually get them within dropping range of our where they need to go. Value area low. Value area low. Okay. So we got electronic value area low, 2314. Got that one in place. We need value area high. Sorry. Value area high, 23,261. Electronic value area high was at 314. 23,314. Did I have that in the right place? I did, yes. Okay, electronic point of control, 23,236. Okay, point of control. Go back, 23,209.
Music licensing
23,209.
reimagined.
Value area low, electronic value area low down here. The value area low is 23,261.5. To 113.75, way down there. 13.75. Okay, we got it there. And electronic value or 23,048.
Artlist.io.
The previous day low, which was that up there? Have that. There we go. Previous day low is way down there also. 23,026.
Music licensing reimagined.
23,026. All right, and then previous day high. Doesn't look like I actually have that on my chart yet. High. 23,375.
Artlist.io.
Stuff. Use a template. Previous day high. You can see we're making a bunch of support in that area. Let's get this order back up on my cash account here in case we're going to take this. We are below the
Music licensing reimagined.
looking like we do want to take this trade here. If we come down, so I put that order. I got that order on my cash account. We're on NQ right now. Really tempted to jump into long here, guys, although we're coming up on the 200 EMA a little bit and the middle of the range here. Need some sort of entry signal if I'm going to take a trade on these accounts. I'm copy trading three
free accounts here.
Music licensing reimagined.
So we haven't set up our New York. This is actually our previous day VWAP here. Double initial balance break. Let's see, hey? Because where's our 730 candle? 730 right there. 730. So this was our initial balance here. Let's put this, draw a horizontal line. That's a pretty rare occurrence, eh? We did a double break on the initial balance. So looking like I need to label this. Haven't done this yet on here. IB high. Let's make this guy. Let's go with this reddish color. And then our IB low is basically right here. So are we looking at a double break? That's a good question. That's a very good question. Text IB low. And actually we're going to save this. Save
reimagined.
IB low. Save. Okay, we're going to save this template. Save as IB high. So I do have that order in place on my cash account, but it hasn't get touched yet. I hit it just a moment too late, unfortunately. So we've been pushing a little bit lower since there. I'm going to leave that order there though, just in case. I'll bring it across so you guys can see what's going on here. I got a limit order there at 64.4625, targeting. There we go. We just got in, guys. We got a roughly a $50 stop and like about a $75 or $80 take profit here. So we're in there on the cash account. I'll let you guys know how that plays out. Let's see, we do have a bearish fair value right at the New York open, the New York VWAP area. So I gotta actually put one of those on here. I haven't set this one up yet. 630. Make that guy yellow. That's our. Was this one from the previous day? I think so. Yes, let's get rid of this purple. Let's get rid of this pink. All these old VWAPs here. This guy is going to be pink. And then where's our red here? 1500 right there. Sorry guys, I've got to update my chart here because we're on a different platform here for lucid trading. Right. So we are holding below that VWAP. Bounced off of it and moving lower here. Let's go to the 5-minute here.
Artlist.io.
But like I was saying, there is a bearish fair value gap in this area here, so we could potentially wait for a pullback into here to enter. So this guy will be orange color because bearish.
Artlist.io.
So limit sell to. So going pretty big on these guys, not looking for a whole lot of move. 2 NQs if I do get tagged in here. It's a pretty heavy trade for a 50K account. I wouldn't recommend it. This is these are test accounts. So yeah, bouncing pretty good here. I'm down $10-11 in my cash account, but if this fair value gap ends up holding, we'll be okay because my stop is above that. So 23,456 down to 33. So this should actually be at 33. There we go. And this should be at, okay, that's close enough, 55.75.
Music licensing.
Looking to get tapped in here. Would be nice if we just wicked up really quick off this New York here. Don't trade like me. This is a pretty big trade. If it does happen, I will be taking profits quickly. If it goes into profit at all, I'll pretty much be putting my stop break even.
Artlist.io.
No, I don't have a Discord, but I do have Instagram. My Instagram here, I'll just grab my link here. It's relatively new because, like I said, I just started this whole YouTube journey and everything. So I'm posting that. I only have about 3 posts in that in my Instagram channel. So look at that, guys. We missed it a bit. Missed it by a few points there, 35 to 39, and now would have been up 10 points on that trade, but that's all good. You know, this is the name of the game. If you want to try to trade these fair value gaps, you kind of just got to stick an order in there and hope it gets hit. But yeah, I mean, that would have been a beautiful trade. Would have been up 10 points on 2 minis, which is what is that, $20 per tick, so that's 200 per contract. So it would have been up over $500 right now, but it's all good. We're not going to be concerned over a missed trade because there's going to be a lot more, right? So my cash account trade is back to break even here. You can see right there. Let's see, how's that look? Yeah, you can kind of see it there. Yeah, we're down $4. We were break even, so we're just gonna be patient on that one. Bouncing up a little bit here. I just feel like the price is gonna be going lower here, guys. Did find some support down here at this level. See, we consolidated in the morning there, and then that ended up being somewhat of a support. 630 right there. This has 630 candle. So here's the range. Mark up the range to be purple, just so it doesn't stick out too much. I'm a little less confident in this this fair value gap trade here, but let's see what happens if it plays out. What's my risk settings on this one? 250 and 500, so 250 stop loss, 500 take profit. We might adjust that a little bit once we get in. I got a max daily loss. Where is it? Personal daily loss limit's 325 on this account. So worst case scenario is we're going to be back to break even on this account. We're up about 500 on 2 trades on this account. Getting close to getting touched in here, guys.
Music licensing reimagined.
There we go. We're in. Where's our stop here? Didn't put our stop in for some reason. Anyways, we're gonna put our stop just up here. That's really, we don't want it to get there though. We're gonna hit our daily loss limit long before that. So we might get stopped out right away here, guys. We're getting close to that stop daily loss limit here. You can see on the top of the bar here, it's filling up. Okay, it's going down a bit. We're back to close to break even. Let's hope that this fair value gap works out in our favor here. If we can get, into profit here, I'm going to be pretty aggressive to make sure we lock those in with us, put our stop in profit as soon as we can. Let's target the bottom of this trade range here for oh, there we go. Limit by 1 here. Oh, we missed it.
Licensing reimagined.
Come on, guys. Uh-oh. That's not looking good. Not liking it. We missed it there. We were too slow. Are we going to bounce here? Are we going to head lower? Let's see what happens here. Hopefully we get taken out on that one. Limit order there would be nice. Lock in, some profit here.
Artlist.io.
We're a little slow on taking that profit there, guys. Bouncing a bit here again. Just getting ready to drop my stop in here if we have to. Hoping to get tagged out on that order. Let's raise that order up just a little bit more here.
Music licensing reimagined.
Trying to be patient here, but it's bouncing pretty good, so could still bite us, could still take us out here. Come on, Bears, let's go. A little move down, please. Get a little hopium in here, guys. Yeah, we were too slow on that order, eh, guys? That's too bad. Because it went well below that. We were up almost 500 bucks at that point. It's having this actually kind of hurt me because I couldn't click the back here to like mark to drop that order in there. But let's see here. Give it a minute. We're still in this fair value gap. We got 2 minutes left on this candle. If we don't get moving here pretty soon, I am just going to put my stop to break even here. I really don't want to take a loss if we don't have to on this trade. We kind of like missed the W there, fortunately. So come on, guys, let's get a little lower. We gotta move a little lower here. Oh, sorry, Jose. No bears. Sorry. Just a little bit more bears before the bulls, please.
Artlist.io.
Come on, come on. Bouncing here a bit, guys.
Music licensing.
Yeah, some little bear cubs. There we go. I'm putting the drop in there. 170. Worst case scenario. There we go. We're out 170 on that across 3 accounts. So nice win there, guys. 163 across all 3 accounts there. That's beautiful. Slow little base hits. Oh, let's get this out of here before we get tagged in on an order there. So pretty good stream so far today, guys. We got 2 winners. We took a copy trade there on 3 accounts. Looking like my cash account down to $1. If it continues any higher here, we're gonna get stopped out at maybe about 40 bucks down. But hopefully we can get that one back into profit too. Sorry, Jose, I'm not trying to go against you, but I'd prefer for everybody to win here. Yeah, it's really too bad I didn't have that order in there sooner, because we did get down to the 27 area. Maybe I did close it a little earlier. We could have held it there, but won't be upset with 160 across 3 accounts. So that's $480 basically, roughly 500 bucks on those trades there. So in the meantime, what I'm gonna do is, yeah, as long as we all make money, for sure. That's what we're hoping for, right? As long as we all make money. So do a little applause for that W again there. Not bad, not bad. Let's see about here. I'm just gonna give you guys a little update on the banner about when I'm streaming. So Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 6:15 a.m. or 9:15 Eastern, and then I do a Sunday night madness stream, 3 p.m. West Coast, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So when the market comes back live on Sundays, I typically try not to trade too much at the overnight or electronic hours, just because just because we don't usually have very much volatility or volume. So, but I find that after everyone's taken the weekend off, there's lots of people looking to get back in right away on the weekends. So that's why I've been trading on Sundays. I've been having some success on Sundays. If we go back to August, you can see here I had a bunch of green days on my Sunday trades. Some that are relatively break even, not very big green days, but I got a 230 and a 500 there. Yeah, so currently showing 2,349 across all my accounts. That's not just one account here. I got my 3 copy traded accounts, which I just started, and I got 2 150K accounts that I traded on. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to export this trade, give you guys an idea. So if you're on your Project X platform, if you click the trades tab down at the bottom, and then you'll see a little export button. So you hit the export button, it's going to ask you adjusted dates. It's usually set up ahead of time. Look at that, guys. If we would have held that trade longer, we would have been really nicely in the money there. But it's all good. Can't be concerned over that. A win's a win. So yeah, so we hit export. It's going to go into your download folder. So then you're going to go over to your dashboard, to your TradeZella dashboard. There's this button here, add trade, right? You can't see it, but there's a little your download at button, and also stuff off the side of the screen here. Let me just move this over so you guys can see it here. Makes more sense. Might be covered up actually by my camera. Okay. So this account for me I just labeled it with July 30th account. So right here, I got my July 30th account. So you're going to go upload file, add trades. You're going to grab that file, download section, you can drop it like this. And then if you watch here, this 1024 is now 1246 or 243. So that now imported those trades. I'm going to do the same thing really quick with my other guys here. Sorry, let's go back here, add trade, test account number 1. We'll open that up. We'll go back to our Lucid trading here. We're on our number 1 account right here. So we can, again, trades tab. You got to scroll this up here. Oh, because it's got at the bottom of the screen here. Export trades. TradeZella. We got this opened already. Pop it in. So this should show a change here now. So we went from 550 to 660. All right, so we got to do that 2 more times. I mean, technically, you can probably just copy the same trades that you just took, but I prefer to go by one. Sometimes and then I gotta clear the trades. So this is a number 2 account. You clear the trades and then you gotta re-add it. So pain in the butt. So I just started doing it one at a time here. So this one's up 689, and then we'll just open this one up ahead of time. Go back to here. Sorry. Switch to our 3rd account. Export. Go back in here. Drag and drop. There we go. So now our trades have all been updated. So we got these test accounts are up 660, 689, 497. I did some single trades on those accounts before I decided to link them up to copy trade them. This account, this is, I think, is still correct. Let me just double check here. So this other 50K account. So yeah, I'm down a little bit on this account. I made 43 bucks yesterday. I took a small win on overnight. So go back to our dashboard here. It's going to show our trades on the day. So we're up 750 today total on our trades. 75% win rate. So why is that? Because it looks like this long here. Minus 42. Oh, this was from like my trades from last night. So that's where those losses came in. Obviously, I haven't lost any on the stream, but yeah, I took a $42 loss and then I won 27 with a small loss and a 67. So that just shows those were my my 2 trades from last night. Okay, so the next thing I usually do is go to your daily journal here, and then you can see kind of a graph, and often TradeZella will give you a little icon here like this, and it kind of gives you a breakdown. So it says overconfidence. You increased your position size after several consecutive wins and therefore lost a lot. So giving away profits, you aren't maximizing your profits for the day. At one point you were up $29 and however closed negative 168. So obviously this is a losing day. Average loss exceeds average win. Although you had a high win rate for the day, it doesn't mean that your trading strategy is profitable. Your average loss is far greater than your average win, resulting in a losing day. So it's kind of cool. You can get some insights from TradeZella in multiple ways. You can also go in here and look at your reports, and it'll give you a lot more information on that. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open up today's. I've already started my daily markup because of those trades last night that I took. I put them in there already. So yeah, so this is just a little template. You just click apply template. You can make a template of what you wanted to like track on the day. So we'll close that for now. Get back over here.
Music licensing.
Just going to reline this back up here, guys. How's our trade doing here? We're still down $13 in the cash account. No big deal. Is what it is. Bounced off the New York view up there. Are we going to go lower? That's the question. By the way, I did take this trade in my cash account on ES and not NQ. So looking like we might be rolling over here a bit. We got the Dow rolling over a bit. We got ES rolling over a bit. NQ is looking a little stronger than the two of them, but you know, they could just be leading the day today. So I could think about taking one more trade if I'm going to be in this account. So let me just show you guys real quick on this feature here on Top 1 Futures. So this is the account where I'm up 219 on that one trade earlier. What you can do is you can see this little, let's make sure you can see it actually. You can't really see it because you got, no, you could probably be able to see it. I can't see it because mine says live for 2 hours and 33 minutes there. But anyways, there's this manual lockout button, right? You click that and it's going to give you the option of how to lock it out. So I'm going to lock this one out all day. So it'll lock me until 2 p.m. or 6 p.m. East Coast time. So I'm going to lock this one out. Don't want to take another trade by accident or on purpose and give away these profits. So this account is still active. These guys, I'm going to lock these guys. You know, I should really just lock this out also. I'm going to do this, lock it out all day. We're up 163 on that account. You can't trade these accounts unless you uncopy trade it. So I could technically uncopy trade these guys and then take trades where the only this guy is locked out for the day, the lead account. That being said, you could turn it off and then lock these out, but I'm not going to trade anymore, and I'm not going to disconnect those guys. So I'll leave those accounts alone. But I do want to mark up my trades here since we are
Artlist.io.
So I will move this over here like this. Actually, it doesn't make sense for me to do that because I got to see my entries on my
Music licensing reimagined.
on my trading platform. There we go. So yeah, so that trade ended up working out pretty good on this account. So let's mark the other one up first. Actually, let's go back to here on the locked out account. There we go. And then we'll go to preferences. We'll show our chart executions. So you can see where we had our entries here. And we'll go down to the 1 minute chart. It's a little easier to make sense of everything. I always do my markups on the 1 minute chart, even though I take a lot of my trades on the 5 minute chart.
Music licensing reimagined.
So we got this, what is this, 8:08 West Coast time. I took 10 long. So we're going to mark this up here at a long position. 8:08. That was a long, right? Yes, 8:08. There we go, right there. So, and the entry was 492.50, 492.50 right there. And then we were targeting, what were we targeting there, guys? I don't remember now. We took some off at the 500s. We were originally targeting the 20s, I think. Yeah. So I'll just mark it up like that. We'll say we were targeting the 20s. I think I actually had the 50s on there, but that's okay. And we had a similar stop of 20.
Music licensing.
We had 14-point stop roughly. We were stopping below this, in this fair value gap, or below this gap. So our stop was roughly 8 seconds. We'll just say a stop was at 80 here. Okay. So we were going to mark this up like this. We go long 10 MNQ in bullish fair value gap, looking for a move back above 23,500. Potentially 23,520.
Artlist.io.
Okay, and then we covered 5 at 23,503. So sold 5 MNQ
Music licensing reimagined.
break of 23,500. Break at 23,500. Moved stop to break even.
Artlist.io.
Okay, and then we did cover one more, right? We covered one more at 99.
Artlist.io.
Yeah, we covered one more at 23,499. So let's see, 23,499. We started breaking back down below.
Music licensing reimagined.
Or sold one more here, not covered. Sold one more here on the breakdown of 23,500. And then we stopped the last contract out in profit at 23,495.
Artlist.io.
Stopped out last contract in profit at 23,495.
Music licensing reimagined.
Looking like our, what's going on here, guys? Are we is my cash account in the money? We're up $1, guys. We're up $1 in the cash account. Yeah, I'm still here. I'm a degenerate, Nina. I just I'm just doing my markups, so I stay on stream while I'm doing the markups. Give people an idea of how I set up my markups. I'll show you guys once I'm all done here. Almost done this. Stopped out last contract in profit at 23,495. Up how much? 260, 219, 219, 220. Let's say it round number. 220 on 150K. This one is July 30th account. July 30 account.
Artlist.io.
So let's zoom this in a bit here, make this look better, and I'll bring it over for you guys to see here how I do these little markups. This would be stopped right there. Okay. So yeah, so here's my markup, guys. Long 10 MNQ in the bullish fair value gap as we pull back into it. Looking for a move back above 23,500, potentially full take profit at 23,520. Sold 5 MNQ at the break of the 500. Sold it at 23,503. Sold one more as we broke back down below the 500 level. And then we stopped out our remaining one contract in profit. So there's that. So now what you do is hit that little camera button here up at the top and you go copy link, right? Then you go back into your daily journal, you view your note, and then right here we got another line for another trade taken. Paste that guy in there. I usually describe it so I can look when I'm looking back later. Win July 30th account. All right, that's good. So we'll save that. We got one more markup to do from markup trading here. So I'll move this back over here. Gonna get rid of these. There we go. Get rid of this previous write-up. And then here we did a short on a bearish fair value gap. Chopping at the daily anchor now. Yes. A little bit below the daily anchor.
Music licensing reimagined.
902. 2 minutes ago. Yeah, pretty much, eh? Kind of in the top half of the range here. Looking like my we're in a little bit of profit. We're up $6 in the cash account. Nothing too worried about. We can just let that one play out. Hopefully we'll end up finding our way back down to the previous day high. So we have this bearish fair value gap. Was it right there that I took it? What time was this? Let's go to the 1 minute. This time was 8:40. 8:40. Okay, right there. So short position, bearish fair value gap. We got in at 439.75. 39.75. Got pretty close to being stopped out in that trade, hey guys? Like it was almost hit my daily loss limit on that stop. I got that set at 350. Okay, so and then we covered two. We stopped out at 23,429.75. 23,479.25. Oh, what? 435.50. What am I saying here? 23 435.50. Could have had a lot more profit on that trade, but that's all good. We locked it out in profit. Our original target was there.
Artlist.io.
Trailed it aggressively. Right there on that candle. Yeah. So this should actually be on my NQ, but I'll just label it with short to NQ in bearish fair value gap. Also lined up with the New York VWAP. I'm going to say that we missed a take profit right there. Missed a TP order here. Was too slow to get it in. And then looks like we're bouncing here a bit, guys. And then over here, trailed aggressively, stopped out. Trailed aggressively and stopped out in profit. Up 163 in 3 Lucid accounts. Very nice.
Artlist.io.
Zoom this in a bit, expand it just so it's easier to read later. It's nice to see some price action after. So you can kind of see like what happened later. So I'm going to copy this link here. We're going to go back to our journal, view our note here, add this trade, paste, win in 3 times Lucid accounts. Save. So usually later in the day, I'll come back and I'll do my end of day review. Biggest lesson of the day. What's the trade of the day? So far, I think the biggest lesson of the day, like every day, is patience. And the other thing is, I think I'm gonna start. I think I should get rid of the box for my levels for my range. The only reason I'm saying that is it's, like when I have an order there, if I'm trying to click the back of the, like if I'm trying to click here to put an order, you can't do it if you're, oh, it did it there. But for whatever reason, I couldn't do it when maybe I was like on the VWAP or something. Yeah, see, I must have been on the VWAP when I first clicked that or something. So maybe it's not so much the box that I put in for the opening range, but maybe I must have been like on one of those when I tried to put my order, and that's what delayed me getting it down in time. But it's all good. Does it do the same here? Yeah, so I must have been on the edge of, like on the edge of this bearish fair value gap. So I'll have to keep that in mind for the future. So that's kind of my lesson of the day, I guess. Make sure when putting an order to not click on VWAPs or the edge of any drawings.
Artlist.io.
That was definitely a lesson of the day, because we would have captured, I think, quite a bit more profit on that. We probably would have, dragged our stop into profit right away had that been taken and we would have, closed more on that trade and then probably stopped out on the remainder, but it would have been overall a better trade, I think. So the trade of the day probably would have been my second trade, the win in the July 30 account.
Music licensing reimagined.
Was patient and waited for fair value gap and took the trade. All right, save that now. Let's just do our end of day review while we're at it here. End of day review. So good day, because I don't think I'm going to be taking any more trades today, guys. Good day today. Up nicely in all accounts.
Music licensing reimagined.
Small win in my 150K. Is that the August 14th account? Yeah. August 14th account.
Artlist.io.
Felt good and lots of mental capital remaining. Save. Done. All right, homework's done, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me if you're still here. We got 3 viewers, 1 in my channel, 2 in Randy's. Appreciate all the, you guys showing up, all the comments. Thanks, Peter. Have a great day. What time do we got here? We got 9:13. How's this cash account trade doing? I'm gonna clear off these since we already took care of that.
Artlist.io.
Let's see here. The cash account's up $8 right now. Bring this across so you guys can see. Let's watch this one for now. See what happens on this trade. I'm gonna go to the bathroom here, guys, just so you know. I'll be right back if you're still here. Also need a refill on coffee.
Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io.
Sorry about that, guys. So we're up $10 right now on this trade. Killer moves here, guys. I do have half a mind to consider taking another trade in this account. We have $43. currently. Let's see, I'm gonna open up my Discord here. I'm gonna share I have an accountability partner. His name's Scott, so I'm gonna send him my daily report card here. So if you guys do want to share your report cards, definitely recommend getting TradeZella. It's a great way to track and keep on top of your trades and stuff. So what you do is you open up view your note, and there's this little guy here, view and notebook. And then it kind of gives you just a better look. So a little breakdown here, and then right up here you can go share, copy this. I just always cancel that after. I'll put this back now, and then you can share it to anybody you want to. So if you got your accountability partner, you can totally send it to them. So I'm just going to go to my Discord here, and see, there's Scott. Paste that in there. Enter. Good day at the charts today. Hope you are green. So usually I'll be waiting for to see his markup, and then we usually kind of like go over each other's trades and just kind of give a little bit of feedback if there is any, or if it was just a great trade, then don't even do anything. Looking like my book map was not showing what it should be showing. So
music licensing reimagined.
All right. Jeez, guys, we're stuck back in the range here, pretty choppy. Just imagine we could head down to point of control. We'd have to have some pretty big sell-off. Interesting. I'm seeing some like orders potentially lighting up above us here at the 445, 450 again. They kind of like were showing up, and then they just kind of disappeared before they really got on the book, but thanks a lot for all the comments and everything, guys. Appreciate that. If you are still here, please tap that like button. Looks like we got 4 likes on the stream. Appreciate all you guys for doing that. That's awesome.
Artlist.io.
Bouncing a bit here, guys. Getting negative in this cash account trade. If we end up taking the New York VWAP with any kind of like strength, I might consider cutting it there. I am on ES right now, and NQ is heading higher above the VWAP. So all 3 indices are bouncing a little bit right now. It's 9:20 here, guys. We'll see how it goes. I'll stick around at least till 9:30. See how this plays out here. We're coming up actually on that high day VWAP right now on NQ. Are we going to end up taking that here? So we're down $20 in the cash account now, unfortunately. And it is flirting with the New York VWAP on the ES. You guys can see right there. So I feel like, oops. If we do end up getting a closure above the New York VWAP, if we don't get stopped out in this next 5-minute candle, if we get a closure above the New York VWAP, I'm probably going to just close this trade, take a small loss on it. was hoping that this could be the manipulation sort of before we head lower. You know, they do like to rip it up to get some longs in and then just shove it right back down in their face. So we'll have to see how this plays out. We got 3 minutes left, 3.5 minutes left on this 5-minute candle. Hopefully we don't get stopped out before then, but might. I think we're risking about $40 on this trade, and let's see how many points we got to the long side here. 16.5 points, so 50, 80, basically $80. So we got roughly a 2-to-1 risk to reward on this trade, but it's looking like we're gonna get stopped here, guys. So might have to add a loser to the day. Okay, so it looks like Jose in 443 stop loss. Oh, in at 443 stop loss 389.
Artlist.io.
389 stop loss, eh? Okay, yeah. 389. It's basically the bottom of the range, right? Close to the bottom of the range. Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm definitely liking the price action for you right now. If we're gonna, it's looking like we're gonna get a bullish move. Have any fair value gaps? We do have a fair value gap up at 23,475, and our one deviation away from the range is at 23,471. So those are kind of some interesting levels you might want to be paying close attention to. And I hope that, I hope for your trade that this isn't what I was talking about earlier, is where they're going to kind of like induce the longs before they slap it down and head lower. We got a minute and a half left on this 5-minute candle. We're still slightly above the New York VWAP on the ES. NQ is pulling back pretty hard right here. 443 entry. You're still in the money though. So you got, and you have, the 9 EMA, the 21 EMA, and also the 200 EMA as support below you down there. We're positive on MACD, and our EMAs on the MACD are spread open right now. So hoping that this is going to be your support level here on the 200 EMA before they smack it higher again. Got some orders that were on earlier at this level here, 440. They took it out, then they put it back on. So this could actually be the support here if they're putting it back on, right? Let's see here though, if you might want to, I'm not trying to tell you what you do, it's definitely your own decision, so don't get influenced by anything that I say, but not financial advice. But if we get a decent closure down here, I wouldn't really be waiting for your full stop anyways. Because you said it was like 89, right? 389.25. I mean, you got a ton of room down there, so it's just the one thing, like I was saying, the one thing that's scaring me is that 80% setup. We could get slapped all the way down there. Maybe we don't tag it today. We might tag it in overnight, but it could, in the case that it decides it wants to start moving that way so that it can be in a better position to hit that in the overnight. That would be a concern of mine anyways. Let's get rid of this fair value gap up there. So we did form a couple bearish fair value gaps here. So we got one, what is this level here? 455 to 447.
Artlist.io.
55 to 47. 47 is right there. So we got like one fair value gap there, and this is the bearish one, so we're going to be orange. And then it did form another one below that, a small one, 38 to 42.
Music licensing reimagined.
38 to 42. Forty-one, 42.
Artlist.io.
So we need a closure above this to invert this, to make it invalid. But we do have this one up here. So we got a couple lines in the sand. If we end up closing above these, so looks like we just inverted this. This is actually now a bullish fair value gap, which is good news for you, Jose. So this guy's a bullish fair value gap. So if we can get up and close above this one, then that's going to be real nice. It's going to have like two inverted. Oh, sorry, I keep yawning. Two inverted fair value gaps. Let's change our banners around here.
Artlist.io.
Let's do this guy. Risk first, profit second, minus discipline equals longevity. So we touched the bottom of that fair value gap, and now we've pushed back by 10 points, 47 to 33, a little 12 points. It's not over yet. Ha! That's so funny. This got turned back into a bearish fair value gap. So weird. Because of the way that this candle closed. So even though it went up and it wicked up there and it like had all this, you know, like, But yeah, it created a new bearish fair value gap right there.
Artlist.io.
Feeling pretty good about the day so far, guys. Only down $3 right now in the cash account.
Music licensing reimagined.
Huh. Liking the look of the shorts right now, guys. Unfortunately for Jose's position here. I mean, you still got a ton of room in your stop, so. And I don't know that, you know, I don't know that this short would continue, but currently it's looking like it wants to come back down a bit here. But you do have a lot of room in your stop, so.
Music licensing reimagined.
Dow's rolling over a bit. We have a pretty big wick on that last candle on the Dow. The ES has also a pretty big wick. And then MNQ. Is this on the 5? Oh, that's why. It's on the 1 minute. Sorry, I don't know if these fair value gaps are there. Oh, wow. We actually have a really huge fair value gap on NQ right now. So 431 to 456.
Artlist.io.
31 to 56. So let's get rid of this guy. So unfortunately, I was looking at the 1 minute chart from when I was doing my write-up. So 56. So we haven't inverted any of these. Those are on the 1 minute chart. While they still work, as you saw, it did dip in them and they went lower. But you know, I tend to find that the 5 minutes are more accurate as to being a, you know, a more valid fair value gap. Let's see, where's our, I think our electronic VWAP is a little off here. Every time you change your time frame, you got to head back and make sure that your VWAPs get to the proper data that they need to be correct, right? So as you can see, every time I add some more data, these lines keep adjusting, right? So I think we can delete this though. This is way out of the way here. And this guy also, those are from too long ago. Let's go back to the start here.
Music licensing reimagined.
Bounce in here a bit, back into that fair value gap. We're kind of in that chop zone. So stuck in the chop.
Artlist.io.
I hope something happens here for us. It'd be nice if it could rip up, you know, you can take some profits, and then once you take your profits, the market will just know it's time to go lower. And then I can take my profits on my cash account. So we're stuck here in between the New York and the overnight. Oh, guys, I'm tired. I can't believe how white my arms look on the bottom. That's a little more color there. Gonna have to go to like one of those tanning beds where you like get your arms up, get some color on the inside.
Artlist.io.
That was definitely a nice bounce there.
Licensing reimagined.
Beautiful take of the New York VWAP. Another take of the high day VWAP. Only got to London highs, but you know that's typically a good place to think about taking profits anyways. So anyone who would have taken that long probably made some good money there. Enter at this closure even, so 441. Take most of it off at 58, so you're gonna get like 17 points on that trade. We got 5 viewers right now, 3 in my channel, 2 in Randy's channel. So keep in mind, guys, Top 1 Futures. If you come to their page here, you can see that they have elite challenges, they have instant funded, they have sim 2 funded, sim pros, straight to funded sim pros. The main difference between these two is one is price, obviously, but it's a type of drawdown, right? So the instant sim funded has end of day drawdown, which is best, I think, because you know, in the case like, so these ones have the trailing drawdown. So let's say you're in a trade and you know, you're up $500. So you're like, okay, well, I'm going to put my stop to break even, right? And then Trump tweets something and it flushes down and hits your stop at break even. You actually lose $500 of your trailing drawdown, no matter what, right? So it's kind of like your highest profit amount is going to bring up your drawdown to that point, at your highest profit point. And then if you let it go against you, it's going to take away from your drawdown. So you don't actually have to have losing trades to lose money out of your drawdown. So that's kind of the challenge behind those. So it's really good for someone who's like a scalper looking for like 4 or 5 or 8 points or something. You know, you can reduce your risk. You're not going to let it run too long and potentially come back and get you. So the safer choice is the instant sim funded, and that's what they have on sale right now, right? So if you go to the instant sim funded, 25K, 50K, the 25K is on 55% off, and the 50K is set for 50% off. And not only that, but during this sale, you can copy trade 5 instant funded accounts rather than 3, because typically you have a maximum of 3 that you're allowed. So not only can you get a wicked discount using my coupon code right here, which is MBT, you can see it at the bottom of the screen there. If you pick up any of these accounts, I do get a small kickback. It's nothing that's gonna make me rich or anything, but it just helps provide a little bonus finances on the backside. So keep in mind, I am a little biased because I potentially can make a little money from it. But that being said, now's a great time to pick up those accounts. Like I said, 50 and 55% off. So the 25K has $1,000 drawdown before you lose the account. The 50K has $2,000 drawdown. So that's going to be reflected in the price of the account. So if you're going to do a 25K account, I would say you got to keep it down to like 1 or 2 micros, sorry. Because you can really blow through, $1,000 drawdown pretty quickly with, let's just say it would be 5 $200 losses if you were to use a couple micros. So you don't want to be trading, like I took 2 NQs there, which would be like 20 micros. And as you saw, we almost stopped out there. I was down about almost $300 on that one little bounce, and luckily survived that. But it's really fast. You could really lose, $1,000 really fast. So if you keep your size down, you can have more chances to build up that buffer before you're going to lose that account. And like I said, you can copy trade 5, and the sale's only on till the end of the week. I think it's on until the 5th, right? Yeah, it ends on the 5th, so we got 2 more days. And if you do sign up, please use my code MBT, and don't feel that obligated to use it, because I'd love it if you guys spread the love to Randy and also Christine. So TRB, the Randy Baines, TRB is his ticker or his discount code, and then Christine, you can also do hers. But send some love to the guys, because I know everybody probably wants to buy it through Christine's account, and I'm not going to hate on that. I get it. So that's that. Pulling back a bit here, we're up $13 in our cash account right now. Hoping for a break of this electronic VWAP here, electronic hours anchored VWAP.
Artlist.io.
I do have some. I have some bills to take care of after we get off the stream here. Property insurance, I gotta go pay it.
Music licensing reimagined.
Just got a notification reminding me that we're ready to go. Getting a bit of that pullback here, guys. We're up $24 in the cash account here. I'm thinking about trailing this aggressively here. We're on the 5 minutes, so I'm going to at least bring my stop down to the top of this 5-minute candle here. Let's see what we're going to get out of this move. This is 1 standard deviation away from the range. So we'll do that for now. Big move on NQ. We're right at the bottom of, we're right at the middle of the range here right now. So we're 1 standard deviation away from, we're heading towards a 2 standard deviations on the ES. NQ, find a little bit of support here. We have a whole lot of consolidation down here, so this could be sort of like the bottom of this downward move. But it's looking like we're probably going to move lower here. We're probably forming a big bearish fair value gap here. If we close down on the 5-minute candle here, we do have a small fair value gap from 422 to 424. So let's put that in here. 424 to 22. So another little bearish fair value gap in this area. Nice little recovery there, guys. If this candle flips around bullish, then I'm going to be stopped out in my cash account, looking like maybe $15 profit. But at this point, I think I'd rather just protect that position. So we did tap the 9 EMA there and kind of rejected off of it. We do have that fair value gap still there. We're up $20 in the cash account. You know, I'm thinking about closing this here. Oh, let's just let it play out. You know, worst case scenario, we're gonna make $15 on it. So just looking for some base hits on my cash account. I kind of made a bunch of poor trades a few months ago. Been trying to fight back from having some losses in that account. So looking like we're gonna get tapped here, guys, on my stop loss. As you can see right there, we're in profit, but oops, I hate when it does that. There we go. So we're back up to $21 here on this account. We got 1 minute and 33 seconds left on this candle. I just brought it over because I was going to show you guys when it stops out, but it doesn't look like we're going to at the moment. So we did touch into that fair value gap, and then look at that move down. So we, 10, 12 points down, retracing right away, but bouncing here again a bit. Kind of in this choppy area, indecision type area here. Are we going to move lower? The Dow's kind of flirting with its lows right now, so that's one thing to keep in mind. If the Dow does end up breaking, it could kind of lead the other two lower. But this 5-minute candle on NQ is looking pretty solid, actually, for the buyers. There's a pretty nice wick forming on this downside. We're on the 1 minute still here. As you can see, there's a pretty nice wick forming down there. Doesn't always mean that that's the end of the room, but there's definitely some buyers down here. As you can see, we formed all these wicks here also. Still up $25. I'm gonna actually drag my stop down a little bit more on this to just above the 1 standard deviation lower than the ES's range here, as you can see. So we might get top stepped out here. If it comes up, we'll be about $25 in profit on that. Just looking for a base hit on the cash account, only trading one contract. So let's hope, not for Jose's sake. Didn't like that strong bearish candle. Yeah, I agree. Cut it before stop loss. Yeah, I think it's smart move. It's looking pretty bearish right now. Don't be upset if it does bounce and go up higher. I think your risk management choice is a fairly smart choice there. Because yeah, that is a pretty bearish candle, right? And we're forming a whole bunch of bearish fair value gaps on both indices right now. So I would say it's good to not let it go all the way to your stop anyways, because that would have been quite a few more points there against you. I could think about seeing if we get another bounce here. We could take maybe like a five contract short on this account. We're only up $43 in this account at the moment, so okay, so we got stopped out there, guys, on the cash account. As you can see, the contract's gone there, so up 25 bucks on that trade. Not bad, not bad. I'm okay with that. Getting a bit of a bounce here. Do I want to try to take a short here? I don't know. I did want to end the stream. We could hang out for another 15 minutes or so anyways. But if I end up getting a trade, we never know. It might be here for another hour. That's the thing about entering your trades. You know, you might end up being stuck in a trade for longer than you're expecting. So it's one thing to keep in mind too, is if you got to like head out to go to work or whatnot, then yeah, you got to be careful about once you take that trade, you're going to be married to that trade until it's done, right? And if you're not able to stay and be married to a trade for an extended amount of time, then I would say don't take the trade, right? So Jose, I think your trade management is good there. I just, I really hope it doesn't, go higher now, because that just make sure you don't revenge trade or anything if you're still going to be looking at the charts, trying to like make that back. Just go for those, keep going for those base hits. Controlling your risk is definitely more important than, getting that little win back or whatever, right? So risk management is really key. I know people all say that, and but it's kind of the hardest thing to keep in control, right? So finding some resistance here at the overnight VWAP. Looking like my VWAPs aren't lined up very good again, though. Like, why is this blue one up there? It shouldn't be there. Just need some more of this structure to show up, and then I'll put it in the right position. There we go. Okay, so there we go. We ripped lower. So looking like you're closing that early is definitely a good choice here. I have 3 accounts. I've taken 1 trade on each win or loss. I take 1 trade on. Oh, nice. Good. Yeah, I do a similar thing with my accounts too. Sometimes I did put a rule of 3 trades per account, but I've been trying to do even less than that. But if I got, if we're trending up all day, I don't really want to limit myself to just 1 trade. Now, if it's a pretty choppy day, then, if I get a win under my belt, I'm going to lock it out, right? So really it's like 1 to 3 trades for me per account. So it's good. Spread out that risk, right? It's we got to play the long game here. So we're back at this support area here. We do have that 200 EMA down below us here, right there, 23,393. So we're flirting with that key 400 level. If we can break down below and hold, that's definitely a sign the bears are here. See if I can stretch this out a little bit here. So could have entered on this rejection of the electronic VWAP. Yeah, exactly, right? Totally. And especially copy trading, right? If you're copy trading all 3 accounts, which I did that for a number of my top 1 futures accounts. And it hurts when you have, like, say you do a $500 loss, then you got to multiply it times 3, so it's 1,500, and yeah, it gets pretty hard mentally.
Reimagined.
So unless you're consistently making payouts, copy trading, you know, is pretty high risk, right? Risking a lot more capital per trade, like your own personal capital per trade. It makes sense. But I think that comment definitely deserves an air horn and an applause. Let's get rid of my discount code banner. Put this back up here. So we did find some support down there at the 200 EMA. Dow broke its low, so Dow's like making new lows right now. ES also making new lows. Slightly making new lows. NQ still in the range. We have quite a bit of points to go here. We're at 400. We got 28, 30 points roughly to be at the low of the day. Break the range, low of the day. I wonder if we're going to get that initial balance break on both sides here, like we were talking about earlier there. 369. So we broke that high. So we're going to break that low. Seems likely at this point. Seems pretty likely. More and more makes me want to take a trade. I just need some sort of entry reason, right? So maybe when this candle closes in the next minute, it might give us a little more of a reason to close. Let's just do this. Or more of a reason to take a trade. Sorry. Liquidity's all below, 399, 395, 385, 375, 370 at the low end. Let's see, is there more? And then we got 3,300 down below. Does 3,300 line up with our
music licensing reimagined?
300. 300's just in the value area. And there's nothing really below that. So looking like we're going to be moving a bit lower here, guys. We got 30 seconds left on this candle here. Hi, Ralph. My little French bulldogs woke up. So I'm just gonna take my dog to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
Music licensing reimagined.
This is Ralph, my little Frenchie.
Artlist.io. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io.
Bouncing a bit here, guys. We still got 6 viewers right now.
Music licensing reimagined.
Wonder if we can get an entry into that bearish fair value gap here. Could think about taking a short. Did we form any more? Nope, that's still the only fair value gap we got right there. $423, $424. Pretty small fair value gap.
Artlist.io.
Still got a bunch of liquidity below. We did take a little bit more of these 92 orders. Dipped into the 90, found some support. Ripped up actually above 400. So I'm actually not very excited to go short here. Like if just with that strong take to the 400s there. So we do only have 3 minutes left until 10 a.m. West Coast, which is 1 p.m. East Coast. So that's a pretty strong move. I don't think I'm going to end up taking this short here. And on that note, we'll probably wrap it up here in 2 more minutes. I got to get on with my day here. I got some things to take care of. But it's been a fun stream. You know, we're up 219 in this 150K funded account. We're up 43 in our instant funded account from I took a couple trades in the overnight session last night, and then also in our 3 copy traded accounts on Lucid test accounts. We're up 163 across all 3 of those. So decent day so far. Let's take a look at the dashboard here on TradeZella. You can see the calendar. Calendar's looking pretty good so far. 2 trades, 100% win rate. 5 trades, 80% win rate. 8 trades, 75% win rate. And we're up 1,300, almost 1,400 on the month so far. So total profit between all my accounts currently is 3,057. So yeah.
Artlist.io.
Rejecting a bit off that electronic VWAP here. The sellers could still be here. There is some orders up there at 420. 420 is just below this fair value gap.
Music licensing.
Kind of where we rejected off earlier. We're right there, 419, 420. Got to feed the dog and get on with the day. So
Artlist.io.
as much as I'd like to just sit here and trade all day, bouncing there again. I mean, it shows that there are some sellers here with this last wick here. So I mean, we could potentially take this trade. But do I want to give back anything? I think we've had a good enough day that I'm going to call it here, guys. We're 10 a.m., 1 p.m. East Coast. So just wanted to say, again, thanks so much for coming to the stream. The stream schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 9:15 a.m. and Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you guys are around, love to see you come check it out. Thanks for hanging out, loving all the messages and the chats and everything, and appreciate the likes and the follows. So another day in the books, and thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Make sure you hit that like on Randy's stream also. We're just trying to broadcast across multiple accounts just so we can get a little bit more coverage on the day. But yeah, it was a good day. Hope you guys are all green, and make sure you check out Top One Futures. They got those really good sale right now.
Music
You
licensing
know,
reimagined.
I'll put up my banner for the code here real quick one more time. MBT, Top One discount code MBT. You can get 50 to 55% off depending on which account you purchase. So it looks like I actually have been showing comments on stage. I didn't know I clicked that, but
Artlist.io.
sweet. Okay, guys, thanks so much. Gonna end the stream now. Have a great day. That fair value gap is in action here. Looking like it's pushing through it a bit. Is it going to go higher? That's a question. I don't know. Anyways, we got a win in all of our accounts, including our cash account. I forgot about that. So anyways, yeah, have a good day, guys. Talk to you later. We're ripping higher here, so be safe out there. Peace.